In this video, we are going to go through the second of the perfect tenses. And if it's not present perfect, must be, of course, past perfect. So there are two things you have to know about past perfect. One describes an action that started in the past and stopped at some other point in the past. So maybe we have 3 days ago. It's actually saying Wednesday. You did something. Dum, dum, dum. There's Thursday. There's Friday. And then something else happened after the first verb. And now I'm talking, and let's say it's Saturday. Now, this is not the most helpful thing in the world. Many teachers have drawn this before. Many books use this as well. But it will help once you actually see the sentences. But before we get there, it's important to note the had plus the participle. Present tense, if you remember, had, have, or has plus the participle. These are present tense form of the verb to have. However, now we're in past perfect, so we're going to use had plus the participle. So let's see that in action here. Starting with A, until Mary studied abroad, she had never left the United States. Okay, so we have Mary. She is studying abroad. We'll say studying abroad. This is sometime in the past. I am talking, or the sentence, the person who's saying this is the present. This is her studying abroad. Before that, what had happened? She had never left the U.S. So never left. And we're going to call this the past past. And that's the idea of the past perfect. One event in the past happening before another event in the past. And you're describing this in the present. So again, until Mary studied abroad, sometime, let's say in 2009, she had never left the U.S. That is all the time before 2009. Let's take another look at B. I had bought a used vacuum cleaner, but returned it after it began to eat up pieces of carpet. Oh no, what a bad vacuum cleaner. So let's say Wednesday, bought the vacuum cleaner. There's my vacuum cleaner drawing. Thursday, you use it, and it eats up the carpet. There's the carpet, got eaten up. And on Saturday, you maybe go and return it. So, I had bought a used vacuum cleaner. Here's Wednesday. Had bought. What happened after that? Well, you returned it. Oops, let's actually get rid of that. Sorry. The Thursday is the returned it. After it began to eat up pieces of carpet. So we're assuming that you returned it on Thursday or any time after you bought it. So again, the past event happened before the other event, which is the returning. I returned it. Now notice the second event is in simple past. This is very important. Simple past. The event in the past, PP, is past perfect. And therefore you have to use the had plus the participle. The participle of buy is bought. Okay, let's take a look here at a few more examples. After I had gone to the movies, event in the past. You watched the movie from 3 to 5. At 6, you go to have coffee with your friends. What did you do? I met. That's at 6 o'clock. I had coffee. I met up with friends. What happened before that event in the past is gone to the movies, which happened right there. I'm at the movies. I've gone to the movies. Now, sometimes when you're doing something in the past that continues on, you can also use another tense. So if you look at D, it says when you called, I had been watching TV. You can see that this is a continuous or progressive tense. And so you can sometimes mix the two together, but if the idea is you want to talk about an event in the past that is suddenly interrupted by another event in the past, then you want to use the past continuous or past progressive. Good news, we have a video on that coming up very soon. But if you want to focus on the fact that one event happened, event 1 happened and finished, then event 2 happened and finished, then you want to use past perfect. Let's look at E. By the time you called, I had finished my homework, had already finished my homework. So you can see that finished here at the bottom. It's the participle of had, and that shows that this event in the past had finished, happened at boom. Stop, start. It's over. You finished at that moment. And then the second event, boom, you call it. It's not a continuous event of watching TV or watching a movie. And that's when we use the past perfect. Now, to get good at this, you want to read a lot. Read novels, write a lot as well. See if you are using the correct tense. And this can be tricky, even for non-native, or even for native speakers, this is tricky, but especially for non-native speakers. But in the next few videos, you'll see a few other tenses as well, and so hopefully that will make things clearer.